to y'all. I had to do it to y'all. Oh, yeah. Yo, happy Monday, everybody. Shout out to T-Baby. It's cold in the D. Yo, I might be a little late. But look, it's better late to show up to the party than never show up at all. And I know this came out a long time ago, but T-Baby is in the building. And I got to pump all her cuts. But look, I want to welcome y'all to the Full Court Press, hanging out with R. Dot on a happy Monday. I got to show y'all love because I know y'all on the grind and y'all anticipating a lovely, funny show. So listen, let me cut this off because I can't stop laughing. Listen, first of all, I want to give a happy birthday shout out to Bill Russell. You know what I'm saying? NBA legend Bill Russell. 84 years old, man. Wow. That's a legend right there. 11-time NBA champion, 5-time MVP, 2-time NCAA champion. Can you believe, man, look at all them rings he got. 11 times NBA champion. Now, the knock on those championship rings, whatever, they wasn't playing against real good competition back in the day. I don't care. He still got 11 rings and 2 NCAA championship rings. So happy birthday to Bill Russell. Y'all make sure y'all shout out Bill Russell, NBA legend, NBA great. Wow, 84 years old. Now look, that cut I was playing in the beginning of the track, or the beginning of the show, that's a cut from a long time ago. I just got wind of the cut because I was typing in every morning before I do the show. I type in things to try to, spark some interest, get you guys happy, get you guys motivated or whatnot. So today I typed in the worst rappers of all time, or the worst rappers ever. That's what I typed in. And this song came up, a couple other songs came up, but this song came up. And I was like, let me see what this is about. It's cold in the D. I had no idea. So I started playing it. And you know what? When T-Baby started singing, I started thinking to myself, I'm like, man, this sound like, this voice sound real familiar. She sound like somebody I know that used to sing a whole lot, but could not sing. And I was like, wow, T-Baby, wow. But look, though, the song really is about, it's not about the weather conditions in the Detroit area. It's really about paying homage to, like, her people that's dead and gone, basically. So, anyways, the news in Detroit caught wind of the song, and they basically took the whole song out of context because it was a very, very cold winter day in Detroit one day, and the news in Detroit found the artist of the song and did a little segment with her singing the chorus, not understanding that she was using cold as a metaphor, as like, it's messed up out here. It's tough out here. I'm losing family. People going to jail. It's cold out here. Not like it's winter cold or it's cold outside, put on a coat. The news, y'all are way off. Y'all need to stop that type of stuff. Anyways, man, it ain't cold in Las Vegas, I'll tell you that. Last week we had 70s. This week is dipping down a little bit. We going into the 60s, but high 60s. But I don't care if it's cold or not. As long as the sun's shining, then it's good by me. Welcome to the Full Court Press. We talking sports. We talking Las Vegas. We talking it's cold in the D. Everything you want to hear. You chilling with R. Dot. Had a beautiful weekend. Lot of basketball. I know a lot of people Saw the Cleveland Cavaliers game. We're going to get into that. I got a Celtics fanatic. He's going to join me on the show later. He kind of predicted this, so he's not really discussed it or anything with his team because he kind of knew this might happen. But he's going to give his analysis from a Celtic point of view, Celtic fan point of view later on in the show. I just want to say happy trails to IT. And if you a Cavs fan, hello, Jordan Clarkson. That's all I want to say. But first, before we get into any of that talk, I got to say, and I got to give a great big shout out and a big ups to the UNLV Rebels, because you know what? Those guys have won two tough back-to-back games. And a lot of people have been counting those guys out, and they have answered the bell. Now, and I'm speaking in that last game against Wyoming and the previous game before Wyoming against Nevada, who was ranked. And like when I had Anderson Hunt on the show last week on Thursday, he was saying, you know, in order for UNLV probably to get into the big dance, they're going to have to win out. Now, last win against Wyoming went well. They won 85-70, you know, at the Thomas & Mack Center. Shakir Houston balled out again. You know, this is his third game in a row really just tearing it up. You know, last game he had 22 with Wyoming. Shot very well, 11 for 15. Against Nevada, balled out, 19. Also grabbed 12 rebounds against Nevada. And let me put this in. Last game against Wyoming on Saturday, he had 22 and 14. 22 and 14. So he balling out, playing 34, 35 minutes a game. Even at Boise State in the 2-point loss, you know, he has 17 points. The thing is, I think, and what everyone is seeing is after that Boise State loss, because, you know, UNLV had kind of been in a rhythm, beating two teams in a row against San Diego State and San Jose State. So they was getting into a rhythm where they were playing very well. They played very well against the Boise game. The guy just missed a shot. He just missed some shots. That's all UNLV did. They missed some shots. So they could be on a 5-game win streak right now easily, you know. But that little bump in the road hindered them a little bit. But to me, if UNLV cleans up, and I mean, we got to be honest, they got to win out because Mountain West, they're only going to get one team. They're only going to get one team. The winner of the Mountain West is definitely going in. So UNLV's next game is against Air Force. Completely winnable game. It's at home. Then they go at San Diego State. It's going to be tough. Then they play a Fresno team, which they're going to be looking for revenge on. At New Mexico is always tough. Nevada is going to be tough because it's a in-state rival game. And on top of that, it's going to be a revenge game for Nevada. And then they close out with Utah State before the tournament. So they got a pretty tough schedule down the road. But they're in a great rhythm right now. Really good rhythm. And they could close this out. They can close this out. I really see them having trouble at San Diego State in about 10 days. Or Saturday, and maybe at home versus Nevada, because Nevada's going to be very motivated. They're going to be very motivated. But perhaps the matchup between Nevada and UNLV is a little bit favoring on UNLV side. We'll see. Very, very interesting down the stretch for the Rebels, who were kind of picked in the preseason to kind of do well in the Mountain West. So we'll see if these guys can close this season up strong and get in the tournament. It'll be a big boost for Coach Menzies. Just I'll tell you that, especially it's already looking like a boost coming from the last season. If you remember, last season was just shambles. This year, 100% improvement. So stay tuned for UNLV. Anyways, I want to go over the top 5 teams in the top 25. Pretty much the same as last week. Virginia's number 1. Michigan State, they're number 2, moving up a couple spots. Villanova drops to number 3. They lost earlier. They had a loss within the stretch. But, Xavier and Cincinnati all look strong. Cincinnati looked strong yesterday, went to SMU, put the beat down on SMU. I don't even understand how you just get beat down at your own gym. Like, how you just let somebody come in your house and just slap you around and make you pour some Kool-Aid for you, Hey, man, go in there and get the Kool-Aid for me and pour it real quick. I know this your house. Do what I say, though. That's basically what happened to SMU yesterday, Man, speaking of that Rebel game, I was watching that Rebel game, but I was on the east side of Vegas. Now, I don't know a lot of you guys ever been to Las Vegas, and if you have been to Las Vegas, I know most of you guys is staying on the Strip. You guys don't venture out too much. I know that, and if you do venture out, it's probably just downtown. You know what I'm saying? But if you ever go on the east side of Las Vegas, I'm going to tell you, it's nothing like the Strip, okay? Nothing like the Strip. And it's nothing like the Southwest or the South Vegas, period. Once you cross north of Tropicana, you pretty much got city life. I would say anything south of Tropicana in Vegas, it's kind of suburban still. Real slow. Things shut down once the sun go down. People go in the house, chill. But on the other side of that track, it's way different. Especially on the east side. Man, the east side of Las Vegas is the only side of town you can go into the gas station. You could go to the gas station and you could come out with a self-charging and starting battery unit. The self-charging car battery units. You can get like a whole bag of socks. You can get CDs, all this stuff you can get all sold to you at any gas station on the east side because somebody is going to approach you and you can get all that stuff under $20 easy. You know what I'm saying? And that's anywhere on the east side. I got approached. I didn't even know people still did this. I'm on the east side and somebody approached me while I was up getting some gas. Somebody approached me talking about some, hey, man, you want to buy some CDs? You want to buy my CD? My first reaction was like, man, it's 2018. You still out here selling CDs. That was my first reaction in my head. And then I was like thinking about it and was like, yo, real talk, man. I don't even really have anything that'll play your CD no more. I don't think. So you're going to have to figure out another hustle, man. People don't have CDs like that no more. You know what I mean? And most of the time when you buy a CD from somebody off the street and they say it got like a superstar or somebody known, not even a superstar. We'll just say somebody known. Most of the time when they say, yeah, man, I got Snoop Dogg on my CD. Man, they got Snoop Dogg on the intro saying, what up? And that's it. He ain't on a CD. He just saying, what up on the intro. And then he out. Man, get out of here with that. I got like that one time. I was in a parking lot, shopping center parking lot over there on the east side. This happened a long time ago. This was when CDs was actually popping. Somebody approached me. They was like, yeah, man, I got the Dog Pound on my CD. I was like, feeling real generous. Dude looked like he was grinding. Was high as like 115. He was in the parking lot grinding. I was like, all right, bro, let me get your CD, man. Here go $5. Man. Dude had the dog pound saying, "What up, this my homeboy," whatever his name is, whoop-de-whoop-whoop. And that's it. No more dog pound, just him and all his 2-track beats. So if you out there selling CDs, man, you got to get a new hustle. Everything is online right now, and you have to get a new hustle. But anyways, Paul Pierce yesterday, if you watched a little bit of the Cleveland-Boston game, you saw that Paul Pierce, the Celtics, they paid homage to their boy, Paul Pierce, who played, mostly all his meaningful career and years with the Celtics, NBA champion in 08, NBA Finals MVP in 08, 10-time NBA All-Star, All-NBA teams, 3-time NBA third team, number 34 retired. This guy, he deserves all the accolades Boston gave him. And my hats tip off to Paul Pierce. I had the pleasure of watching him pretty much for basically all my life now that I can remember. And the truth has been everything but the truth on the court, man. He could ball. When he teamed up with Ray Allen and KG and they formed the Big Three, which ultimately actually ended up becoming the Big Four, man, you had to tip off to him, man. You had to tip off. They just dominated, man. They was winning like 60-something games. 62. One year they were on their way back to 60 wins. But I think KG ended up getting hurt that year. So hats off to him. But anyways, back to this college basketball, because that's what I was talking about before I got sidetracked when I was talking about the East Side. Anyways, I wanted to throw that Paul Pierce thing in because that's my boy, and I wanted to get that in for y'all too. But anyways, back to this college basketball. So Virginia's number 1, Ohio State's number 8. They jumped up a lot. Purdue's in there, Texas Tech. Like I said, Cincinnati, Xavier, Villanova, Michigan State, Virginia round up the top 10. Auburn and Gonzaga's 10 and 9. Ohio State's probably going to move up. Purdue, I can see sinking down. I don't believe in Purdue as much as what the polls say. All their stats look great. And on paper, Purdue looks like the team to beat. But that athleticism, to me, is going to be a problem with them. Ohio State showed that when they went into Purdue and beat them. And I believe other athletic teams who have a guy that you can give the ball to and just let him go one-on-one, a.k.a. an NBA player that's in college, basically, probably going to give Purdue the same type of problems. Virginia, we all love them, but there's a better version of Virginia out there, and they're called Villanova. So I think we might have a Villanova or Michigan State somewhere in there. We just have to wait and see how these conference and these seedings, you know how sometimes these people that do those seedings in the NCAA tournament, they load all the good teams in one bracket. And sometimes it's so difficult to get out of that bracket. You might stumble. So we got to see. But anyways, have you guys heard of this guy named John Brown? It's a guy out there who basically, if you know about him, I think his name is John St. Brown or something like that. But if you know about this guy, he made LeVar Ball look like Bill Cosby. This guy is way more strict than LeVar Ball. It just seemed like to me, John Brown, he's manufacturing his athletes. He has 3 sons similar to LeVar Ball. But instead of basketball, his sons play football. Now, I don't know if you guys know about this guy, so I'm going to tell you. They work out excessively. Like, these guys work out and they love it. And they've been doing this forever. They speak 3 languages. They get straight A's. Everything about them is perfect. It's like their parents, read a book on a prototype book on how to assemble a pro athlete from birth, and they're following it to the T. If it says, hey, it's a good idea for your athlete to know multiple languages just in case they play overseas, it won't take them as long to adapt to the culture. Cool. We're going to handle the 3 most popular languages. Boom, boom, boom. They speak German and French, I believe, and one other language. And Spanish, I think. I know Spanish is in there. So, boom, they got that. It's also great and easier for your athlete to be accepted into colleges if they are involved in extracurricular activities besides the sport that they're going in. So, boom, they got that covered. They got the good grades covered. They got the weightlifting covered. Everything about them is covered. Here's my thing. Are his kids really talented though? Or did they just, practice and work hard and got better at something? That's what's hard to figure out. That's the distinction. Cause like I'm gonna use me for example. When I was younger, my parents were not like how, let's say, I had another guy on my team. His parents were, especially like his parents was really really active with his sporting decisions and sporting career in high school. Like, they put him through all the camps. They paid the money. He had all the lessons with private instructors. He got all the practice. He played on the AAU teams. They went out to all those events with him, and they kind of knew how to steer him to be an athlete. On the other hand, my parents, they had to work. So they could make some of the games, but they couldn't attend everything that endured with being an athlete. And so they couldn't really be proactive with helping me progress as an athlete after high school because they just wasn't there from the beginning very actively like that, like his parents were. So I got there basically on my talent, on my own merit and my talent. I didn't have private lessons. I didn't practice every day playing ball in high school like that before I started playing. I just played. I got to play on my talent. Whereas this kid, he's been doing it basically professionally ever since he was 3 years old. Ever since he could dribble the ball, he's been with a trainer, someone that's professional. So I'm like, I don't know if he's talent. He looks like he has talent, but he's just more advanced than I am because he's had the professionalism or the professional training. I'm just raw. So my question for this guy, John Brown, is, man, you beating it in your kids' head. Like, do they even want to do it at the end of the day? And is it healthy to do this? Because I could easily, because I know exactly, well, I won't say exactly, but I have a pretty good idea on how to manufacture an athlete, especially since I've been through a lot of training myself with professional people and been around teams that are in professional settings and things like that. So I can manufacture an athlete, especially with conditioning, and then know where to place the athlete to get the best training. I could do that now. I could do that with my own child. But I don't want to do that if my child doesn't have talent. I don't want to make shift an athlete, basically. Oh, you're athletic. Oh, you can run. Oh, you can jump. Oh, you can leap over everything. You can run faster than everybody. They call that athleticism now. You know what we used to call that back in the day? Oh, he black. That's just being black. You could jump high. You could dunk. You could run. You could jump over people. That's just being black back in the day. Now it's athletic. That was normal. But now, since other ethnicities can do it, we got to put a label on it and call it athleticism. But that's a different show. But what I'm saying is we've been doing that. So anybody who's athletic, who can jump, who can run fast, change direction real quickly, man, they could be taught a sport. But that doesn't mean that they have talent. That's what people be mixing up. And I think nowadays, more than ever, athletes are being manufactured. We don't see a lot of talent. We only get a glimpse of talent. But we see a lot of specialty players now more than ever. Oh, he's just good at rebounding. Oh, he can shoot the three really well. Oh, that guy can set picks real well. That's what we see now more than ever. We don't see a lot of players with complete games. And it's because these guys are being built. It ain't hard to tell, man. Like, I see it now. And this guy, John Brown, he kind of just proved it. He kind of just proved it to me. John Brown, all three of his kids speak 3 different languages. All 3 of his kids, one of them go to Notre Dame right now. So they're all going to the, great schools. Are you that money hungry and fame hungry, or is it you want to live out your dream as a parent so much? Like you wanted to play basketball, or you wanted to play football so bad. Those were your dreams and aspirations, but you couldn't do it for whatever reason, injury, maybe you had the kid that you're training right now, whatever reason it was. So now you putting that dream basically on your kid and putting them through all this stuff because you understand, hey, this is what it takes. This is what it takes. This is what you're going to have to do in order to compete and play at the next level. But what if they don't really want to do that? And what if they don't really have talent? You just manufactured an athlete so they can only get so far. And then when they get to that top level, they understand, man, I'm not as good as these guys. I can only do this. I got to work on something else. Now he's going to the G League or not even getting drafted. You can't live your dream through your kids, man. Some of this stuff is extreme. Now, LeVar Ball, we see what he's trying to do. Whatever. But y'all need to look at this John Brown story. I'm telling you. Check him out. Just search John Brown and LeVar Ball. They'll pop up. They're synonymous. They'll pop up. But anyways, I'm going to take a 30-second break. And then we're going to come back. We're going to talk some Cleveland Cavaliers. Because it's a real feel-good story so far. But R. already predicted this. Listen to my shows. Listen to my previous shows. R. already told y'all Cleveland was going to have a great February and March. Because every January, since LeBron came back to Cleveland. It's been the same storyline. Y'all stay tuned. R. Be right back. Full court press. Back. Full court press. Welcome. Happy Monday. Chilling with R. Talking some NBA basketball. I know a lot of you guys were happy yesterday. Woo! Cleveland Nation. Just when y'all thought it was over. All those trades, it looked like it panned out, right? But, don't get too happy yet. I already told you guys this was going to happen, but you guys didn't believe in R. But it's cool. Now you guys will believe once they run off some more games. But yesterday's 121-99 win put some hope into the Cavs nation and might have put a little doubt in some of the Celtic fans. It might have worked. My thing is this. I already told you guys Cleveland was going to do this. Not only that, those Las Vegas odds, they hadn't moved very much, and Cleveland was in disarray. They had lost so many games. It was very inconsistent play over there. However, with those new acquisitions, Cleveland got 6 years younger. They got more role players that could do a little bit more than just play one role, They got a guy like Rodney Hood. He could hit the corner three at this stage in his career. He could be like your poor man's Ray Allen in Ray Allen's late stages of his career. I won't say early. I won't diss Ray Allen like that. But his late stages, basically his Miami Heat days, But we'll see, man. We'll see. I still have Cleveland going to the finals. But unlike a lot of people, I have OKC in the finals. I don't have Cleveland or Golden State. I have OKC. I have OKC versus Cleveland in the finals. That's what I think. Whatever it is, I just don't think Golden State make the finals this year. I may be crazy, but I just don't. Larry Nance Jr., Jordan Clarkson, Rodney Hood, George Hill, just good play. Jordan Clarkson and Rodney Hood, they're going to give you points. They're going to give you possibly the same amount of production that Isaiah Thomas would have given you if he was healthy, 100% back. But, Cleveland's in the state of we have to win now because our best player is on his last piece of energy bar. LeBron ain't got too many more years left. So Cleveland's in the state of we have to win now, maybe this year, next year. We don't have time for you to get healthy, and your recovery is not going fast enough. So we're going to ship you out, bring in some guys that can help us win now. And these guys are 6'3", 6'8", 6'5", 6'6", not 5'8", 5'9". Not dissing that, just saying that it's easier to play with guys in the NBA that's that height, especially in the playoffs when you play the same team 7 times. That team basically is going to game plan for that. So Cleveland, we will see. The real test is tomorrow, Tuesday. Yes, tomorrow. That's going to be Cleveland's real first test. I just want y'all to look at the classiness of the Cleveland Cavaliers players and whoever's leaking some of the subliminal shots at the players that were traded away. You know, if you look at social media right now, just note all the current Cleveland Cavalier players throwing subliminal shots at the former Cleveland Cavalier players, the guys that just got traded. Try to say Cleveland Cavaliers like 5 times real quickly. Guarantee you can't do it. But that just shows you that the team was basically in disarray. It was very disgruntled over there. It was not a happy team, man. They had too many players that were going for me and not enough players going for the team. That's what they're reporting now. That's what they're saying. That's what all these players are basically leaking out. You know, Dante Jones, J.R. Smith, even LeBron James, Kevin Love. It's all feel-good situation right now. Everything is a feel-good situation for Cleveland right now. But we will see how long this lasts. My prediction, they win a few more games in February. Get it back rolling. They may have some chemistry problems. Who knows? But this team is younger. Maybe they can succumb all those things. It's just crazy how what I've been saying really was true about this team and this former team. Saying they got too many old players, too many players playing out of role and out of character. You know, you asking too many former superstars, too many former MVPs to play roles. Just not a good mix. 2 good games on Tuesday in the NBA that we need to pay attention to. You got Houston. They're at Minnesota on Tuesday. And then on TNT, you got Cleveland at OKC at 5 o'clock. That's going to be good. Utah's rolling right now. You know, last night they won. They beat Portland in Portland, 115-96. That was their 9th win in a row. Tonight you have to fade them. Tonight you have to take Utah. You have to fade them tonight. There's no other way to say it. They're sitting at -4.5. They play the Spurs. I know it's tough to take the Spurs, but it's just a situational bet. Trust me on this. You have to take the San Antonio Spurs tonight. Utah's going to lose one of these next games. They're on a 9-game win streak. I don't suspect those guys to win tonight or cover the point spread. I say they lose, period. Yesterday, Sunday, was the anniversary, the 28th year anniversary of Mike Tyson versus Buster Douglas. That fight happened February 11th, 1990 in the Tokyo Dome in Tokyo, Japan. Mike Tyson came into that fight. He was 37-0. He was Iron Mike Tyson. He was knocking cats out in 13 seconds, 8 seconds, 7 seconds. Some dudes were so scared of Mike Tyson that they would just drop as soon as he swung. They didn't even he didn't have to even connect. They was just so intimidated by the guy. Boom. Until this day, February 11th, Buster Douglas come in as a huge underdog. I'm talking about a huge underdog. Nobody even knew Buster Douglas like that unless you was a boxing fan. You only knew Mike Tyson. The odds on Tyson was ridiculous. Buster Douglas straight KO'd Tyson. Knocked him out. Tyson came in super out of shape, man. You know, he took he took Buster Douglas lightly. You know what I'm saying? He took him very lightly. You know? And Buster wore him out. That's what they always said. If you can get past the first round with Tyson, you got a chance. You know, a lot of people wasn't getting past the first round. That's what I'm saying. So if you got past the first round with Tyson, you had a shot to beat him. That's what people used to say. Buster Douglas did that. Knocked him out. A lot of people couldn't believe it. I had one guy tell me, yo, when they said Buster Douglas won the fight in the 9th round, they didn't even believe it. They was like, yo, they lying. I don't believe that he won. He didn't win. They lying. It wasn't until they seen it in the newspaper and on the news that they started believing it. Yo, Tyson got knocked out. Ever since then, Tyson wasn't even the same after that knockout, man. That knockout did something to Tyson's career. You know, it made him a little bit less invincible. But that's how it is, man. That's how it is. You know, sports medicine and science, man, that's what's taking over sports right now. Science and medicine. You know, people want to talk about players having these long careers and players lasting longer because the medicine better. I don't know. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that. Yes, technology is better, and yes, the way surgery is better. You know, medicine as far as like techniques and surgery and getting guys back on the field is quicker process now. That all of that is better. But I'm not sure if players are playing longer because of it, you know, and because of science and because of the way people are working out. I'm not necessarily sold on sports medicine or the science part in sports, and the way people work out now is making people's career longer. I'm not sold on that. I remember guys still having long careers, you know, in the 80s. You know, a lot of guys who were drafted in the 70s and the early 80s, they didn't retire until the late 90s, having 14, 15, 16, 17, 18-year careers, long careers. A lot of guys had long careers back in the day. And they didn't have the technology and the science that goes with sports now, back then. And I don't necessarily see guys playing any longer. You have a few guys that are playing longer. But, I mean, football players, their careers are still short for the most part. NBA players, on average, only 10 years, or 8 years. Only the special guys last long and have meaningful, you know, playing days when they get older, you know. Yeah, look at Dirk Nowitzki. He's still playing, but look how effective he is right now. He's not nearly as effective as he was even 3 years ago. He's struggling up and down that court. I give him kudos for doing it still, especially at the level he's at, because I know it has to be hard, especially on 4 nights in 7 days, or 4 games in 7 days. But he's basically he's not really effective out there for more than like 5-7 minutes, you know. So these last 2 seasons, I would say, has basically been ineffective for Dirk Nowitzki if we're going to compare it to his standards. You know, of course you got guys like Vince, who's 40 years old. He's still playing 18 minutes, but he's nowhere near the Vince Carter that came from New Jersey or Toronto. You know, it's the same, to me, it's the same makeup, you know, as the 80s and 90s players. The only difference I notice about athletes in science and sports medicine, period, is, like I said, the surgical procedures and the recovery time is different. It's shorter now. A lot of injuries that guys sustained back in the day, some of those injuries would put players out for good. Now some of those injuries that players had are fixable, and you'll be on the field within a year. Your rehab is going to, and how your body adjusts to the rehab, that's going to depend on if you can play at that next level like you were before the injury. It has nothing to do with the medicine. It's really how your body reacts to the rehab. Now we got players, you know, they working out. They doing all these weird things with their bodies because they think it's going to prolong their career. But it don't work like that, man. You only got X amount of jumps in that knee. You only got X amount of runs down the court on that foot. Person only got to hit you in your back X amount of times before that back muscle starts spazzing. You see what I'm saying? You got a certain amount of times you can only do stuff. And then it just goes out. It's called getting old. No matter what, you can't beat it. So you could try to cheat it all you want. Take all these supplements. Teach your kids at an early age how to work out and build these machine-like kids who do everything perfect by the book. But at the end of the day, when Father Time is knocking, it's a wrap. That's basically how the story ends right there. It's going to be a wrap. Man, speaking of rap, how about the Toronto Raptors, man? And I got to give those guys a lot of props. You know, they're starting their road trip. They won 5 in a row. They had a great homestand, and that's what you got to do. You got to take care of home. If you got 4 or 5 home games in a row, your goal as a team is to win every one of those home games, because those are games that are given to you. You have the extra edge. You got that home crowd, that home cooking. You got the refs on your side a little bit. You got the little upper hand, so it's up to you to play hard and win. I'm going to tell you right now, the majority of the NBA games that you see on TV, the majority of the time, the players are coasting. You can coast during the course of the game and it still look good. You just not at a high gear, you know, because when you are a professional athlete, you play at a high gear or you work out at a high level. So your body, you can push it real hard. It can get to higher gears than the average person who's not working out. You're a pro athlete. So your 80 is like a regular, your 80 speed is like a regular person's 100 speed. So it looks like you playing hard to a regular person. But I can tell when these guys are playing hard and when they're coasting. For the majority of the time, they're coasting. They're playing hard only in stretches. Maybe like 2 to 5 minute stretches throughout the game. And it only happens maybe like once a quarter. Sometimes it doesn't even happen in some quarters. Like third quarter can be just dead right after halftime. I've seen it happen thousands of times. But this is how you know when the players are not coasting and they playing hard. It's basically when they start playing defense. When you start seeing a lot of trapping, when you see the pressure ante up, when you see guys catching their offensive player at 94 feet instead, or quarter court, instead of just playing them real soft, letting them have the 3-point shot. You could tell, man. And if players play that way all game, the games will be real basketball, especially in the NBA. But people say the game is long, you got to coast. No, you don't. You could play 48 minutes. You could play the whole game if you a conditioned athlete with substitutions. You should be able to play the whole game. You shouldn't have to coast. But our eyes are trained for these guys to coast. We're so used to seeing these guys coast. It looks normal to us now. Anyways, Utah -4.5. Utah Jazz -4.5 versus the San Antonio Spurs tonight. They say LaMarcus Aldridge is out for the Spurs. Of course, Kawhi Leonard's out. Everyone looks like they're playing for Utah. Utah, they've been killing it. Like I said, I think they won 9 in a row. I don't believe they get to 10. That's just me. I think they lose tonight. First game, this is not the first game back. They had a home and away and now back home. And then they're going to close out with like 4 home games in a row. So this is kind of like an easy stretch for them. I think they relax tonight, and San Antonio gets a good win. San Antonio coming off a loss Saturday versus Golden State. It was an ugly game, high-scoring game, very ugly. Golden State still playing very nonchalant with that ball, but they ended up getting a win, 122-105. It's ironic that Golden State's next game is at Utah. That's going to be a little bit later on in the week. I think Utah, they're going to lose either against San Antonio or Golden State. One of these teams is going to beat them. Everyone thinks Golden State's going to beat them. It could be both teams. But I'm fading them tonight. A lot of stuff, a lot of information I gave y'all tonight or today on today's show. I'm just happy to be with you guys. You guys got to make sure that you hit me on Thursdays. Thursdays, we're at 2 p.m., man. Now, Thursday's show, it's a little different from today. We usually have a guest on Thursday, and we play around with them numbers a little bit more. And then we have the gambling sportsbook expert on Thursday show. The show on Thursday is at 2 p.m. We got a new design on the website I want you guys to check out. We're going to be working on it more and more. We're developing it to make it more user-friendly, and we got a lot of great opinions from our visitors and the people that subscribe to our site. So we're definitely going to make sure we implement more and more things to cater towards you guys, our audience. I'm R-Dot. I always thank you guys for listening because, it's a grind. And I know people like TV way more than radio. But look, if you ugly, you could be on the radio and get rich real quick. I just want to put that in y'all ear. If you ain't the most handsome, easy to look at person, get on the radio, man. You'll still make money. Forget TV. You don't need that. Anyways, check us out on our social media, Sports and Giggles. We on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Also got us popping on SoundCloud. And we about to set up the iTunes channel real good because we got a lot of different podcasts in our network. You guys just listen to the Full Court Press, but we got other podcasts under the SNGLV Podcaster Network that I want you guys to enjoy as well. So anyways, thank you for listening. Tune in this Thursday, 2 p.m. Follow us on social media and have a great, great, great Monday. Peace.